à tous, bienvenue dans le village des jumelages aujourd'hui. C'est la fête, comme vous pouvez le voir, avec un groupe du Burkina Faso, de l'Aracha.
So this is the sister city of Les Sables, and it's an African city. I'm not sure the name of it, but it's just about to finish. Crazy. Okay, we better head back this way.
Ah, vous avez appris à danser? Alors, comme je le disais, salut! Je ne sais pas si on entend avec le bruit de la musique. Aujourd'hui, sur la place du Vendée Globe, c'est la fête des jumelages. Toutes les communes jumelées avec la ville des Sables d'Olonne sont présentes avec des délégations pour faire découvrir aux touristes, pour faire découvrir aussi aux navigateurs présents ici sur place, un peu leur commune, leur culture, leur tradition. Et à la technique aujourd'hui, à nouveau Don McIntyre, c'est pour ça qu'on perd le gimbal. Il fera, Don will do a live in English, especially to explain you the models.
Actually, you can explain in English the sister cities.
Yeah, so I can explain also the sister cities. Here is the town of Murat in France, in the mountains. As we said before in French, they are all here today. Even the music is coming from Africa because they are all sister cities. The next one is Worthing in England. So the people are here to present their culture, their food, to speak French and to meet friends. So in the village today you have that, and on the other side you will see Burkina Faso. And here, who's this? L'Aracha en Espagne. Bonjour. Hola. La ville de l'Aracha en Galice est présente également, avec, comme je vous le disais tout à l'heure, des explications, des animations spécifiques à leur pays. C'est donc la journée du jumellage qui va durer toute la journée. Qu'est-ce que vous faites? Et ici, je ne sais pas trop ce qui se passe. I don't know what they are doing. I try to understand.
I think they're casting something. They're casting something.
Est-ce que vous parlez français?
No.
Are you speaking English? Where are you coming from and what are you doing?
He can tell you about...
Hi.
Hi.
We try to understand what are you doing here and where are you coming from?
We are coming from Germany, from Schwabach,
Yeah?
and we are casting bronze into this wood,
Ah,
and
okay.
this figure will stay in...
Ah, le cœur du Schwabach, coulé de bronze de Clément. Ah bah voilà, c'est un cadeau à la communauté des Sables d'Olonne à l'occasion de la signature de la nouvelle charte de jumelage ici au mois d'août aux Sables d'Olonne avec la ville de Schwabach en Allemagne, et donc qui nous fait découvrir un peu voilà le cœur de Schwabach. Hop, si vous ne le savez pas, this is the heart of the town of Schwabach. He's made here to be given to the community of Les Sables d'Olonne. Ah, you'll have a big one.
No, here. When you have 5 minutes time, after 5 minutes we start casting the metal.
Giant one there.
Ah,
This is a melting oven.
okay.
Okay, 5 minutes.
We come to take a picture in 5 minutes. Donc, comme vous avez pu voir, c'était le cœur de Schwabach. Le petit, mais là, c'est un gros cœur qui est en train de se préparer, qui sera offert à la ville des Sables d'Olonne. Il y a de la musique, il y a de la bonne humeur, il y a des gens heureux de se retrouver tous ensemble aujourd'hui. Et je crois que la journée finira vers 21h ici avec un jumelage, avec un concert.
This is the fun part.
Mais avant, il faut qu'on dise coucou aux photographes. Et alors, le manège des gazelles, c'est une des attractions que vous avez pu voir. On va lui demander, enfin, il n'y a pas besoin de lui demander comment ça marche.
So this is really cool. This is like a merry-go-round, we call them in Australia, but it's little sailing boats. People get in them. Even GGR entrants get in them, and it's driven by the pedestal winch here. Like there'd normally be a pedestal for a winch, so it's manually powered. Oh, here we go. Aida's going to have a go. So she's getting into a boat. This is a big boat experience. She's a rib driver and sailor and a reporter. Okay, away you go. I'll try and do the live. Here we go. And look at that. Here's Aida sailing. You don't have to do anything. It's very rough. Okay, that's very cool. Okay. Very cool. Oh. Okay, so there's been lots of pictures. Damien Galou's been here, Jean-Luc Van den Heem, all the big names. So, and this is the waves. This is the waves, the spray wave. they even wet you down. Okay. Merci beaucoup. So that's pretty cool. Well done, Ada. Yes.
I wanted to feel if it's like a real sailing boat.
Real waves.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
And yes, we even have the waves. So let's get serious now and see.
That's all right. I'm driving the rib.
Okay. So now we'll go inside of the stand to have an explanation about these famous models that everyone could see here. But before, it's a private visit of the stands with Don McIntyre. Ooh, I could even try to handle the gimbal.
These are partners. Oh, it's okay. We can keep talking. So these are partners for Les Sables d'Olonne. We should rush out and show you I'm going to rush here. I'm going to run because we don't want to get you too bored. But if we go right to the very front here, there's a very important display, which is the trophies for the GGR. Okay, so here is the trophy for the winner of the GGR. It's a model of Suhaili, made all from materials taken from Suhaili during the 2017 refit that Sir Robin Knox-Johnston did on Suhaili. So, and the shipwright who made the model was actually the shipwright that worked with Robin on that refit. So that's the perpetual trophy for the GGR. It's here on the centre of the entrance, so everyone comes past it. This is the First Lady trophy, made and given to us by Marcus Blackmore and Blackmore's Laboratory in Australia, and that's for the First Lady finisher of the GGR, and it's in recognition of Kay Cotty, who was the first woman to sail solo non-stop around the world.
Voilà, c'est l'explication de Don des modèles qui se trouvent ici. C'est une maquette qui a été construite à partir du bois récupéré du bateau le Suhaili, le bateau original qui a vaincu, enfin le seul bateau qui a fini la première Golden Globe Race en 1968, comme vous le savez. Et ensuite à côté c'est le trophée de la première, qui sera offert à la première femme qui finira la course. Donc il est là pour le moment en attendant la fille qui va le gagner. Oui, en attendant la première fille qui va finir, peut-être sera Kristen, on l'espère en tout cas, parce qu'il est bien parti pour.
We've never had a woman finish yet.
Yeah. Il n'y a jamais eu encore de femmes qui finissent ce tour du monde à l'ancienne, donc on va voir.
We don't need to run back this time, but that's the media centre there, so that's where the media will all be. It'll get very full in the last few days before the start, and then we enter down this way. Excuse me. So these are the partners of Les Sables d'Olonne here, little bits talking about digital boards everywhere, Vendée department, one of the partners, and Homkia, all sorts of building things. And then we actually come into the web TV section. So this is where the web TV happens. This is another African thing, city partners, sister city partners. So having a bit of fun. Okay, so we'll charge it. Oh, here's Jean-Luc. Monsieur, are you having fun?
Pardon?
Are you having fun or you want to speak?
Sí. Soy muy encantado de estar aquí. C'est quoi? Il faut parler le français?
Un petit français, s'il vous plaît.
Petit français. Je peux parler un poquito de français. C'est un plaisir de revenir pour la GGR 2022.
Oh là là, je crois qu'il a abusé de l'apéro, monsieur Van den Aida, aujourd'hui. Il faut croire que la journée des jumelages était bien arrosée, ou alors est-ce le soleil? C'est 2022, Jean-Luc.
C'est 2022, c'est la date d'aujourd'hui, je crois.
Mais pourquoi vous avez un accent anglais? Il parle en espagnol, il nous parle français avec un accent anglais, va falloir trouver ce qui se passe. Et nous sommes aujourd'hui le 26 août, ou le 25 août peut-être bien.
Non, c'est le 27.
Maintenant il parle avec l'accent corse. Bon, on va le laisser, on revient. We are trying, he's speaking French with all the accents of the sister cities.
Okay.
You are speaking with Spanish accent, English accent, and now Corsican accent, I don't know why.
Very cool. Okay,
you speak well Spanish?
I speak English, American, and Australian.
Okay. And very good.
Okay. We're going to look at the models. You want to come?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I was really sorry to beat you the other day in Suhaili.
Yes, I was a lot ahead, but there was a rock in front of me, and you push me with your arm, and it is why the boat goes.
Il faudrait que vous voyez le visage, je vous décris comme à la radio parce que Don ne peut pas être en face de la caméra, le visage de Don McIntyre, très heureux d'avoir battu Jean-Luc Vandenet avec ces petits bateaux qui se trouvent là.
Yeah, okay. So this is the model for Che Blythe, now Sir Che Blythe. He was an entrant. It was we actually bought one of these to build a Kingfisher 30.
Yes.
Yeah, we bought one
Disticus.
We bought one in the last race to turn it into a replica, but we didn't get the money, so we sold it again.
Oh yes, you can sell it because it is not about to go around the world.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so Che Blythe is actually coming for the big celebrations at the end. Long
You
story.
must be an English parachutist to start with that.
Yes, I agree. Anyway, so then I'll leave Jean-Luc there to carry on with his fans. So that happens all the time. So English Rose 4 was John Ridgway's boat. He bailed out pretty quickly along with Sir Che Blythe, got down towards Cape Town, and that was about it. So do you want to tell? Yeah, we'll go to the next one. You can talk about this one.
Voilà,
you know everything about Joshua.
Je ne vous présente plus le Joshua de Bernard Moitessier, qui a fini, comme vous savez, qui était donné gagnant, espéré gagnant de la première Golden Globe Race, qui ne l'a pas fini parce qu'il a continué avec un demi-tour du monde. Il a refait un tour de l'Atlantique, il est ailleurs parce qu'il était heureux en mer et aussi pour sauver son âme. Et finalement, il a bien fait parce que suite à cela, Bernard Moitessier a écrit La Longue Route, qui est devenue un exemple et une inspiration pour tellement de générations de marins. Et encore aujourd'hui, dans les skippers qui prennent le départ de la Golden Globe Race, vous voyez encore aujourd'hui, si vous leur demandez pourquoi ils sont là, ils vont vous dire d'abord, j'ai lu le livre de Bernard Moitessier et ça m'a inspiré. Donc voilà, le bateau qui a permis la réalisation de ce qui est considéré aujourd'hui, et non pas seulement par moi, mais aussi par la critique, comme le plus beau livre de mer jamais écrit. Donc Joshua, I will not say in English what is Joshua because everyone knows the boat. And yes, he didn't finish the first Golden Globe challenge, but he did a big achievement because he didn't finish that he had time to ride this beautiful boat, La Longue Route, he became in the time and all people accord to that the most beautiful sea book ever écrit.
Yes, philosopher. And here we have Sue Haley. Obviously everyone knows the real boat, but these models are just so detailed you would literally think you're looking at the real thing. It's just phenomenal. And the whole project has taken the chap who built them 20 years to pull this off with all the boats. It's really quite extraordinary. When you see them in real life, it's quite emotional. It can be, especially when they're on the water if you see them close up. So there's a lot of love and passion gone into building these models, and they're all able to go sailing with remote control. So the rudders and everything work, and everything's in place, all the warps for heavy weather and the life buoys, and they're fantastic models, and they're built to look as if they've just got back from the race.
Someone said on Facebook that you love playing with models since a long time.
Yeah.
You already did that in Sydney. What's the story?
When I finished the BOC Challenge in 1991, my sponsor Buttercup organised a fleet of about 10 America's Cup boats, models, and 2 big ones. I got one of the big ones, and so yeah, we were playing with boats at that point as well. So anyway, that's Sue Haley. Yes, Captain Brown was an associate, you might say, of Bernard Moitessier at the time. They were sort of good friends, and so they both decided to do the race. Loic, had the passion to go around, but unfortunately he lost his bowsprit and a few other things going down the Indian Ocean, and retired across to Brazil, I think it was. So, but again, beautiful model, just unbelievable. You can get all the detail. Everything's there, as if you're just looking over the top, looking down at the real boat. It's just amazing. The detail in the sails, like the work that's gone in to make that mainsail is really phenomenal. It just looks real. And you can see the size of the models from when the people walk past. They're quite big, and they all go sailing.
En 2 mots, Loïc Faugeron, c'était un grand ami de Bernard Moitessier. Il a parti le même jour que Moitessier. Il a chaviré le 31 octobre. Il a coulé même son bateau et donc il a abandonné. Et c'est plus tard qu'il finira quand même son tour du monde sur un deuxième Captain Brown numéro 2. Et lui aussi écrira des livres.
So this is Nigel Tetley's boat. Music for Pleasure. He was one of the early people to get sponsorship from music guys. But anyway, amazing story. Exactly the same hull design as Taymouth Electron, Donald Crowhurst's boat, which I'll show you next. But he actually did go all the way around. It was a phenomenal voyage at the time for multi-hulls, and he got all the way around, but he was pushing so hard, thinking he was trying to keep up and catch up to Donald Crowhurst, that the boat eventually broke up 1,000 miles from the finish. It broke to pieces. He got into a life raft and was recovered by a ship. So it was a sad story, because had he not have driven so hard thinking he had to try and catch Donald Crowhurst or stay ahead of him, he probably would have got around, and it would have been the first multi-hull to get around the world as well. And sadly, a few years later, he committed suicide, so quite demanding on the race.
C'est une des histoires tristes de la première Golden Globe. Comme vous le savez, je fais la version rapide. Navigateur sud-africain, Nigel Tetley était poussé par les positions imaginaires du concurrent, vous savez, qui communiquait mal sur son bateau, qui donnait des positions imaginaires. Il a trop poussé son bateau. Il a coulé à seulement 1200 milles de l'arrivée. Il a quand même été récompensé, et il me semble que Don l'a dit tout à l'heure, à la fin, il s'est suicidé. Peut-être aussi à cause de cet échec et de cette précipitation à pousser son bateau trop fort. Et ensuite...
So, many people remember three boats from the Golden Globe. One is Suhaili, the other is Joshua, and the last is Donald Crowhurst's boat, Taymouth Electron. This is an amazing story of deceit brought on by all sorts of pressure. Basically, he sailed down through the Atlantic and then started to give false signals on the radio as if he was sailing around the world, of course, but he wasn't. He knew the boat may not make it. He had sponsor pressures at the time, and really trapped himself into a difficult situation. And his reputation, you might say, or the story of Donald Crowhurst is changing a little bit as time goes by. People start to understand more about the psychological pressures that were involved, because it's pretty clear at the end of the day he probably decided to take his own life, and it's quite an epic story. Some of the books written about all entrants of the Golden Globe are epic, and there's quite a lot been written about Donald Crowhurst and all the sailors. So, but it's a fascinating story, and it was an amazing challenge that he took on at the time.
L'histoire de Donald Crowhurst, je ne vous la présente plus parce que vous avez déjà peut-être vu le film sorti il y a 4 ans. C'est une histoire tragique de ce garçon qui, parce qu'il avait un sponsor, a voulu à tout prix faire et finir la course. Il s'est aperçu qu'il ne pouvait pas le faire. Il s'est mis à donner des positions imaginaires en se mettant dans la tête de course, parce qu'à l'époque, sans technologie et sans rien, on ne pouvait pas vérifier ce que les gens transmettaient à la radio. Et en fait, il n'a jamais quitté l'Atlantique. Il a fait des tours dans l'eau jusqu'au moment où il a été rattrapé par son mensonge pour faire la version courte. Il s'est suicidé, on ne l'a su que plus tard. Je crois qu'il est décédé le 1er juillet 1969. Et ça, c'est la tragique histoire de cet homme-là et aussi de cette première course. Bonjour à tous, retour à nouveau dans notre live. Cela a coupé tout à l'heure parce que devinez quoi, il fait tellement chaud dans la tente que le portable a coupé. Donc nous avons dû recommencer. Et puis nous voulons recommencer surtout pour vous présenter le créateur de ces modèles. Ils sont deux qui peuvent parler sur la durée du village. Et surtout Bernard Mauviel qui a eu l'idée de les créer. Et je vais peut-être laisser Don poser les questions en anglais d'abord. Can you say in English?
It'd be really good to. This is the builder of these models, which has taken 20 years from the time of the first idea to actually building. So it doesn't speak English, like I don't speak French, and I'll ask Aida to explain. Maybe he can explain who he is and where it all came from.
Donc Bernard, dites-nous un peu d'où vient l'idée et quelle est la genèse de ces maquettes de bateaux.
Alors la genèse, c'est tout simplement à la lecture d'un livre de Bernard Moitessier.
You see, again, Bernard Moitessier. I asked him how he had the idea to start to do these models, who are a squall of 146, I think, of the real boats on the first Golden Globe Challenge. And he said it's after having read the Bernard Moitessier's book. Et c'est difficile la construction? Comment cela se passe-t-il?
Non, c'est pas difficile, mais il me faut les 3 plans d'un bateau. Et à partir de là, je construis avec les photos d'époque.
Et combien de temps cela dure?
Un bateau en général entre 7 et 8 mois. Quand j'étais en activité, sinon 4 mois.
I asked him how he can do it. He said it's pretty easy. If I have 3 plans of the boat and picture of the original boat, I do it. And I asked him how long it can take to make one of these boats 7 or 8 months in the normal time, and when he's very, very passionate and when he have time, 4 months only. Which is the one you did quickly?
J'ai pas compris.
Ah, pardon, oui. Pardon. Quel est celui que vous avez fait le plus vite?
Le plus vite, je pense que c'est celui d'Alex Caruso.
Ah, the most quick was Alex Caruso, the one that you didn't see yet because our phone stopped just before.
That's really interesting because Alex actually built the real boat in 6 weeks. It was so fast to build. He actually had entered the Ostar in a trimaran, and he didn't finish that, and he thought, wow, the Golden Globe is going to start in a few months. He took the mast and everything off that catamaran, built the hull in 6 weeks, I think it was, and didn't quite make the whole story. But anyway,
Don il nous dit que Caruso a fait le bateau en 6 mois et il avait un trimaran. Il a tout refait en 6 semaines et donc il a pu faire la course. Et quel est celui que vous aimez le plus?
J'ai beaucoup aimé construire celui de Bill King,
Ah, c'est lequel, Bilkin?
Galway Blazer 2.
Ah, tout à l'heure nous allons voir ces deux modèles, Caruso et Bilkin. I asked him which is the one he loved the most in the fleet. He said this one that we'll see very shortly.
you know, that's Commander Bill King's boat, who was a submariner during the Second World War. He lived in a submarine for many, many months. He was one of the few commanders that went through the whole of the war and survived, and he didn't pass away that long ago. You know, an amazing story. He didn't complete the Golden Globe. He had a problem, was dismasted, but he kept trying, and I think on the third attempt to go around solo non-stop, he actually achieved it. And it's a beautiful boat even today. Like, it's a fast hull today, so it's a very beautiful boat.
On va voir le bateau tout à l'heure et je vous raconterai un peu son histoire, celle que Don expliquait à l'instant. Mais avant, on va demander à Don s'il a... Est-ce que c'est vrai d'abord? Il nous dit qu'il a battu Jean-Luc Van den Aide. Est-ce que c'est vrai?
Je crois pas.
He said you didn't win the race.
That's it. We've had enough of him now. We're going to look at models now.
It is not true. We all know, because I was there, that he win and he's very... You cannot see Don's face, but he's super happy to win in front of Jean-Luc Van den Aide.
But there's a new race starting. So Robin will arrive in a couple of days. So Sir Robin could once again sail Sue Haley and then take on Jean-Luc and prove the point.
On a une bonne nouvelle à vous annoncer aussi. Robin Knox-Johnson arrivera au Sable d'Olonne dans quelques jours et il y aura à nouveau une course de ces modèles-là. Et c'est Robin Knox-Johnson, le navigateur original du bateau, qui va skipper cette fois-ci son Swahili dans le port des Sables d'Olonne. On ne sait pas encore contre qui. It will be against you again, Don?
No.
You don't dare.
Jean-Luc and
Jean-Luc.
the two winners of the Golden Globe. Jean-Luc and Sir Robin, they can play off and see who's the best.
When is that? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Maybe on the 31st or 1st or something.
Peut-être ce sera le 31 août ou le 1er septembre et ce seront les deux vainqueurs. Donc c'est quand même, il faut être là parce que c'est exceptionnel. Le vainqueur du Golden Globe Challenge, Robin Knox-Johnson, qui sera là, qui naviguera, sans de dire, sur Swahili, et VDH, le second, les uniques vainqueurs à l'heure actuelle du Golden Globe, qui naviguera sur Joshua.
And also Sir Chay Bly will be here, so he could play with his boat. And also we're trying to see if we can get Alex Caruso again. He was here in 2018.
Sir Charles Bly sera là également, donc il pourra jouer, faire la course avec eux, avec son bateau. Et puis peut-être Caruso sera là aussi. Donc ce sera une course un peu amusante, je pense, avec les concurrents originels d'il y a 50 ans sur ces petites maquettes qui sont assez jolies et à une échelle qui permet de bien voir l'intérieur et de bien comprendre.
Okay, we better see the boats before we get too hot again.
On va voir les bateaux avant que notre iPhone tombe à nouveau. Est-ce que vous êtes content avec le village?
Ah oui, très content. Il y a beaucoup de monde, ils sont intéressés, donc je suis très content, oui.
On reviendra vous voir pour une interview peut-être pour la télé, c'est là, des Sables.
The skipper of Joshua as well.
Oh, pardon.
Sometimes the skipper of Joshua. So, yeah.
Voilà, le skipper de Joshua, vous pouvez le voir de toute façon dans le stand, il peut vous expliquer les bateaux. Et puis on va regarder ce que nous n'avons pas pu voir tout à l'heure. Donc nous étions là, le bateau d'Alex Caruso, le concurrent italien, et c'est Don qui va vous expliquer en anglais qui était-il.
So this is Alex Caruso's boat. Amazing story. He built the boat so fast, got there. The time was running out to start. There was a rule that they had to start by a set date, so he started on that last day and then went to a mooring to finish the boat. There's no question the boat would have been the fastest boat to do the Golden Globe. It's absolutely incredibly fast, very simple. Even today, this would be a hot boat to have a quick trip around the world. It's a very interesting design, and it says a lot about the man. But unfortunately, he got sick. He had ulcers with all the worry probably, and actually had to retire for medical reasons into the Cape Verdes, I believe it was. I forget now. So that's Alex's boat. Really amazing.
Cela, c'est le bateau d'Alex Caruso que vous avez déjà vu au Sable d'Olonne, que vous reverrez peut-être là pendant cette Golden Globe. Il avait dans la flotte le bateau le plus grand. C'était le plus grand voilier de la flotte. Je crois qu'il faisait 66 pieds. Et puis, il a une histoire passionnante, comme tous les autres, que Don vous a expliqué, que je vous raconterai en commentaire. Parce qu'avant que notre iPhone perde encore toute sa puissance à cause de la chaleur, on va passer au bateau suivant qui est...
This is Commander Bill King's boat, Galway Blazer. A beautiful boat, very fast. I mean, any sailor, when you look at the hull lines of this boat, would be really impressed today. And this was in 1968. Sometimes we think of Suhaili as being the boat of the times. It wasn't. It was a replica of another Tyler boat. And in 1968, there were some very fast racing boats as well. But Sir Robin chose the boat he had. He knew that boat. He would have liked to get a different boat. Went with what he had and won the race. But Galway Blazer, boy, she had got around and started at the same time. Very slick boat. It's got freestanding rigs on it. There's no rigging on it. He was a big fan of Chinese junk rigs, and being a submariner, he was used to living down below, not having to come on deck. So if you look at the deck profile, you can see he's got these little pram hoods here where he could just pop up and run the boat from down below. So there's no real cockpit that's covered over. A very smart design, but the rigs both snapped in a knockdown, and that was the end of his story.
Voilà. Bill King a été un commandant de la Royal Navy et coureur expérimenté. Il naviguait sur un bateau. Il était en fait dans cette course-là à 58 ans, le plus âgé des navigateurs. Il voulait la faire pour la course, mais aussi pour se remettre psychologiquement de 15 ans de vie à bord de sous-marins. Il s'est arrêté au large de l'Afrique du Sud. Ses deux mains ont été brisées par une vague. Il a réussi à rejoindre le rivage avec 4 livres ensuite.
Now look at this. This is the best stand in the show. This is La Meridienne. It's ancient navigation instruments from 500 years ago to show how it's progressed from sticks and string into satellite navigators and GPS. They have the most amazing display of all rebuilt replicas of all of the bits, which we won't be able to see because it's just too hectic. Beautiful stuff and most fascinating. We have one regret here, that we didn't give them more space to come and show their instruments, because it's just, hang on, we can sneak in here and give you a bit of a rundown. Some of the things, these are all hand-built replicas of all of the navigation instruments that used to be used, starting from the very basic, quadrants and bits of string and stuff. It's just, there's too much even to show here. It's absolutely fantastic. So if you come into the village, you can have fun here. This is the old knot meter. When we talk about logs and we talk about speed being knots, all it was this triangle here, which is a weighted triangle. You can see that. They would drop that over the side of the ship, and then once they drop this, it would sit in the water. It's got a lead weight on the bottom, and this line behind it, the rope, would run out on this reel, and they had a certain number of knots, and then they'd time it, and if you had so many knots, like 3 knots over a certain set of time, then that would give you a speed and distance, so they could actually navigate. But anyway, it's too hard to try and explain everything here and now of what's here, but it's an absolutely fascinating thing. I could spend hours here talking to these guys on all the different things. They're just passionate about navigation. And look at this is showing the planets, how they just go around, and how the sun and the moon and the stars and everything work, and it's really amazing stuff.
Ouais, ici, c'est un stand qui est l'association Méridienne. C'est leur stand de Zedon. Il est juste très, très déçu de ne pas lui avoir donné plus d'espace, parce que ce qu'ils font est absolument fantastique. Ils sont en train d'expliquer un peu l'histoire et les progrès de la navigation depuis très, très longtemps. Et là, j'ai à moitié envie de demander à la dame ce que c'est que cet instrument que je ne connais pas. Can I ask, Don, to the lady, what is that thing? I don't know what it is.
Yes. Talking about the Earth and the planets. We'll have to get over there and do we don't want to disturb them.
Yeah. On va pas l'interrompre.
It's a bit hard, but that shows you the movement of the planets and stars and everything.
Elle explique en fait
how it's perceived and seen from the Earth in the middle of it. You know how it all works, and how you actually through triangulation you can get a position on the surface of the Earth. It's the basic fundamentals. So.
Ouais. Donc même les fondamentaux, je ne les ai pas. Donc elle explique la
I think what we should do is we'll do a special live on this stand later on and come and interview them before the crowd start and everything, and then we can.
Ouais, ce que nous allons faire un jour, c'est que nous viendrons le matin avant qu'il y ait du monde, pour ne pas déranger ceux qui écoutent, pour leur demander exactement quels sont les instruments et comment ça marche. Et puis on continue la visite avec Don, qui va nous présenter les autres stands.
Here's Barry. Here's Barry. Here's a familiar face. Barry, our recently retired media coordinator from 2018. Everyone will remember Barry. And he is now our ambassador to the Golden Globe race. So you having fun?
It's fantastic. The atmosphere here is brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant. The village here is humming. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. We've just been on Ertan's boat to see how they're getting together and everything. The preparations and everything seem to be a lot better than last time round. They've all learnt. Well, some of them have learnt.
Exactly. No, good to have you back, Barry. And beyond holidays, you don't have to do any work now.
Would you just send that to Sheila?
Sure, yeah. Okay, so, and this is hydrovane, the hydrovane wind vane. The sailors, all in the GGR, have to have a wind vane to steer by. Okay, so they're wind-activated, water-powered self-steering device for the boats, and a lot of them are using hydrovane. And some other solo sailing equipment as well, how they climb their masts and so on.
Ici c'est le stand d'Hydrovan, je n'ai plus besoin de vous le présenter. Vous le connaissez très bien, la marque qui est assez utilisée et par les bateaux en général et aussi par les bateaux de la Golden Globe Race. Jean-Luc l'avait, d'ailleurs on voit là sur le mur un poster signé de Jean-Luc, il l'avait à bord. Et comme je disais, beaucoup de gens l'ont à bord également. Et puis ici, c'est un endroit très intéressant. C'est une petite pièce qui ne désemplit pas, c'est tout le temps bondé, elle est presque trop petite. C'est une pièce qui permet de découvrir un peu les vidéos. Can you tell us what it is?
Basically the little cinema holds about 30 people and there's all sorts of video clips and little movies and stuff about the GGR and it's always packed. It's amazing. So it's quite interesting to watch the raw footage sometimes rather than a produced film. It's very interesting stuff, so everyone enjoys it.
Voilà, c'est un petit... Et puis bientôt, vous saurez, le film de la GGR 2018, le documentaire, va être réalisé. Il est presque fini, je crois, mais Don nous en dira sans doute plus prochainement. Donc là, c'était la salle.
These are just little versions of the bigger displays, but there's lots to read and see here. A lot of technical information, but mainly human stories, about the entrance from the original GGR. And this, of course, is our entrant poster. It's got the story of Matessia here, Bernard Matessia and Joshua going around in the GGR. So lots to see and read and just get the feel for what the race was. And this was the early history of Bernard Matessia, where he started from with Meritori Threst 2 and another voyage that he did before the Golden Globe race, where he sailed Joshua across through the Panama Canal, across to Tahiti, and then the easiest way to get back to the family was to sail via Cape Horn. So he, as his wife, actually sailed back to Cape Horn, and through that he wrote a book, and then because of all these things happening, the Golden Globe popped up and he had a lot of experience, and that's why he decided to do it. He already knew the boat and thought, I could do this, and so he joined the Golden Globe race.
Ouais, ce que disait Don et ce qui est vrai, je pense que c'est beaucoup ce que l'on a dit ici depuis l'ouverture du village, c'est qu'il y a beaucoup de choses à découvrir et à lire. Vous voyez, les gens sont tout le temps curieux. C'est un peu... ce stand ici sur le village, il est un peu comme un livre d'histoire des premiers tours du monde, d'histoire de ce fameux Golden Globe Challenge il y a 50 ans, qui a donné naissance à la GGR de 2022, de 2018. Et donc, en fait, partout, vous avez des choses à lire, à découvrir, à apprendre, et je pense que c'est cela qui plaît aux gens.
This is our shop, but we don't have much to sell. It's all still coming from Poland. It's a long story, but on Wednesday I think we'll get all our stock. The last 3 days we'll have 450 t-shirts, a few hundred hats and so on. So anyway, but we've got a couple of people just standing by. This is the official poster here. Yes, this is Jake. Say good day, Jake.
Hello.
You having fun?
Yes.
Yeah. Anything exciting happening?
No, not really.
Eleanor, you having fun? Keeping Jake under control? Yeah. Cool. Okay. So and these are our cups. Oh, do you want to explain the cups? These are the limited edition.
Alors, il faut explain. I show you tell you explain.
These are our cup story cups. I'll explain. They're zero carbon manufactured cups. Oh, I'm losing this. I'll get around where the light is so that we can see it a bit better. There's one design cup for every entrant in the GGR. As I say, they're recyclable, zero carbon manufacture. Everything about them is reusable. It's not a throwaway cup, it's a reusable cup. It's a collector's item. If you come to the poster signage, you can get a poster signed by a GGR entrant and you'll get a free cup. Or you can actually buy the cups from for supporting SNSM as well, or you can buy them here supporting Citran, €2 for a cup. And they're really pretty cool. There's only a certain number in existence, and then all the dies have been done. So see if you can cop that.
Yeah. Alors l'histoire de ces petites tasses, vous avez tous les navigateurs, vous avez le bateau, vous avez l'explication. Ce sont des tasses qui coûtent €2. Alors les fonds de ces tasses-là iront au Citran, l'organisation qui fait des recherches pour les maladies neurodégénératives. Ils iront également en partie à la SNSM. Et puis ils sont aussi offerts, je crois, il y a une tasse qui est offerte à ceux, avec un poster signé par les skippers, à ceux qui achètent, je crois, le poster. Alors, ce que disait Don tout à l'heure, c'est qu'ici, vous êtes un peu sur la boutique de la Golden Globe Race. Jake et... J'ai oublié ton prénom. Jake et Eleanor sont là toute la journée. Ils vendent des casquettes, des t-shirts de la course, les posters signés. Ça, je crois que c'est à vendre aussi, je ne suis pas sûre.
Tell them about the program. No one's seen the program. This is the official program.
Oh, le programme, is that for sale?
No, it's free.
Non. Alors celui-ci est offert. Je ne savais pas. C'est le programme officiel de la course où vous pouvez avoir un peu toutes les informations et aussi les skippers actuels. Qui sont-ils? Qui sont les bateaux? Toutes les informations techniques. Et donc celui-ci est offert. Alors ce que disait Don, ce qui est très drôle, parce que c'est la GGR et que c'est organisé avec un toute petite team. Ce que disait Don, c'est que Jake et Eleanor doivent vendre normalement des t-shirts et des casquettes qu'ils ont fabriqués en Allemagne, mais qui sont toujours pas arrivés alors que le village bat son plan. Donc ils n'ont pas tellement de choses à vendre sur le stand pour le moment, mais vous pouvez venir le voir, il y a quand même des choses. Et puis il y a un bouquin que vous connaissez déjà, j'en dirai pas plus.
Okay, and here over this way we've got the Cape Horners Association, and if you actually sail around Cape Horn, you can actually join the Cape Horners and get a burgee and so on. And there's some big announcements made here on the 31st. There's going to be a Cape Horners Hall of Fame, so Ashley's there.
Hello.
What's it like to sail around Cape Horn?
Don, it's the most wonderful experience.
Yes, okay. Perfect.
On lui a demandé qu'est-ce qu'il veut dire. Il fait partie de l'association des Cap Hornières. Les Cap Hornières, c'est une association ouverte à tous les navigateurs qui ont passé le Cap Horn. Et là, allez.
This is Tapio's stand. Tapio's in the GGR and the OGR, so he's got his sponsors here and he's coming to sell books and stuff as well. So.
Tapio a écrit un livre qui vient juste de sortir en anglais, A Belt of Forming Sea, qui est très intéressant, que vous pouvez vous procurer, je crois, sur Amazon. Cela est son stand.
Yeah. And then we have our sustainability team here talking about all sorts of issues associated with sustainability and how we can keep things on the planet in a circular society, and how to make the most of it, how to really look after the oceans and the sea and think about everything we do. So that's pretty cool. It's our sustainability team.
Ici, c'est le stand de la réflexion sur l'environnement, sur le monde dans lequel nous vivons, sur comment nous pouvons protéger la mer, avec des jeux. C'est une association qui tient ce stand, avec des exemples concrets, des possibilités, des choses concrètes à faire pour mettre un petit peu d'une autre au plus petit niveau, pour essayer de faire en sorte que cela se passe mieux dans les futures années pour nos enfants et petits-enfants.
Okay, this is McIntyre Adventure stand. McIntyre Adventure being a big supporter, and up there is the Ocean Globe, which is the fully crewed round the world race, because we're doing that. The Ocean Globe's always all about the Whitbread 50th anniversary edition. That's it here, and over here we've got a model of Sayula, the winner of the first Whitbread race. Then we come into the Mini Globe race, which is a race around the world in 19-foot minis, 5.8 metre plywood home-built boats. This is the original Tracker. It's a model of the original Tracker, John Guswell's boat, 20-odd footer that sailed, the first little boat to sail around the world via the Pacific and so on. So we've got two more around the world races.
Ici, c'est le stand de McIntyre Adventure. C'est presque le stand des tours du monde dans tous les sens. D'abord parce que vous voyez là-haut le Ocean Globe Race, le ballon. C'est une course un peu Don va réaliser. Oui, Lionel Régnier d'ici de Sables d'Olonne avec l'esprit d'équipe va la faire. C'est une course qui repart pour les 50 ans de la Whitbread sur les traces de la Whitbread. Un tour du monde, un équipage. Donc vous en entendrez parler peut-être prochainement. Et puis dans ce stand-là, vous avez également Trecca. Trecca qui est le nom du bateau de Don McIntyre aujourd'hui, de son 180, mais qui est aussi, et là c'est la maquette de bateau originel, le premier petit bateau à avoir fait un tour du monde. Donc voilà, ce sont toujours des histoires et des histoires et des histoires, parce que je crois que la vie de Don, elle est surtout... Vous savez, Don McIntyre a été entre autres chercheur de trésors dans les mers d'issue. C'est vrai, c'est pas une histoire. Pour lui, je crois que l'aventure est toujours liée aux histoires, aux émotions. Et c'est pour cela que tous ces stands racontent des histoires qui amènent les gens quelque part, mais toujours autour du monde.
This is another famous boat, Connie van Richthoven's Flyer. That was won the second Whitbread race. Far design and quite a special little boat. So there's Flyer, and this is making the plywood 5.8 Globe 580s we call them. All made out of plywood and capable of sailing around the bay or around the world. Okay, it's really getting hot. It's getting quite warm again in here, and I'm just trying to...
Keep the mic.
Yeah, you take the mic. Hang on, No, it's still going okay. I'll just unwrap that. And then we have the GGR stand. So, and two volunteers. Our two favourite volunteers.
Et voilà le stand de la GGR avec deux volontaires. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Are you having fun? Yes?
Tout va bien.
Yes, it's good to see not so many people here now. It's so hot.
Tout va bien.
Voilà, il y a les posters de la GGR, des petits stickers, les maquettes, parce que vous aurez compris, Don McIntyre était un amoureux de maquettes, les maquettes du Suhaili.
Yeah, we've got the models of Suhaili and Joshua, and the sextant here, and Walker's log, and the frame bolt from Suhaili. So you can see a bit of the equipment that's there. And over here we've got the radios. This is the radios of the time. These are the same sorts of radios that Sir Robin was using here on Suhaili. You can see that was when he was going around in '68. We managed to find these and get hold of them. So it's exactly the same sorts of radios, similar cameras and so on. They were using Nikonos, and slightly more modern ones that we're using today on the GGR, and a cassette tape player. So some of the bits.
Ici, ce sont les radios comme vous pouvez le voir, les cassettes, tout comme en 1968. Vous voyez sur l'image, c'est exactement ce type de radio qui était utilisé. Mais j'ai bien peur qu'avec le bruit, on ne nous entende plus beaucoup. Et je vais le suggérer à Don parce que c'est peut-être temps pour nous de finir ici cette présentation et pour vous de venir découvrir les stands. I'm afraid with the noise, we cannot hear so much.
I know. We'll just keep going anyway. We'll see how we go. Whoops, I'm driving the game here. We're just about in. Okay, we nearly finished the walkthrough. We come round here. I'm not sure what's going on. That's something to do with the thingo. SNSM, great fans. They do an amazing job rescuing people and making people feel secure. You can get the cups here as well. Look at all those cups. Wow, you can have some fun there. And then the last one on the list is the Maritime Museum in La Rochelle. There's quite a display here, and for the sailors, this is a very important piece of kit. This is actually the wind vane self-steering system from Joshua.